Hebrews chapter 9, verse 17. It says, for a testament is of force after men are dead. Otherwise, it is of no strength at all while the testator liveth. Okay, first and foremost, I want to give infinite honors and prayers to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Rekah, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation to the icons that's pushing the truth and sincerity. And Lord willing, this video be edifying first and foremost to the whole free elect and to those that cleave to the body. And if you, as you see here, man, this video been hitting heavy on my spirit. On the screen here, you see the first begotten from the dead. All right. So in this vid, I'm going to go into who was the actual martyr for death. All right. Because Yahushua was a witness unto his own death, man. Because he was the one that was literally risen from the dead, man. You see, in that form, there was no greater rising from the dead than this. Okay, this account. All right. And it was also given for that newness of life, and through the spirit, I'm going to prove that, man. You see, it wasn't just symbolic. I mean, this is symbolic for a lot of reasons. It's for the newness of life. Okay. It's to open those graves that of those that been dead. All right. It serves multiple purposes. And through this video, I'm going to get into that, man. All right. And this is why this martyr was so important. Okay. And understanding what a martyr, I'm going to get it right here in the online etymology. It says, one who bears testimony to faith. All right. And what is that testimony? It's synonymous with the testament. You see, back in Hebrews 9:16, it says, for where a testament is, there must also of the necessity be the death of the testator. So if the Mashiach Yahushua don't die on this side, nothing else gets fulfilled. Okay? Because you got to believe he lived, then died. Because we once was dying, then we lived. All right? From a physical form. Then they have some accounts where men actually were stoned, you know, and died and actually saw the spiritual world. So what they did was they experienced what the Mashiach Yahushua did, but in a different light, in a different sense. But this was the ultimate one, because it was for our sins. All right. It was for us to get this breath of life. Okay. It was for our fate. All right. So it was on many different levels. So this man dying is a significant part of the scriptures that which we ought to speak and live today. Okay. Because if he had not done this, there would be no us. So it's of a great importance. All right. That I go into this lesson, man. This back in Martyr. It says, one who bears testimony to faith. A faith without works is dead. Even faith itself, you see, a die off. All right. If this wouldn't have happened, if the physical part wouldn't have take place, but the more fitting part is the spiritual part, the risen part, which I'm gonna touch on. It says, one who bears testimony to faith, especially one who willingly suffers death rather than surrender his or her religious faith. All right. So a martyr is different from one who just died. All right. For a cause. All right. So to die in this world is to not surrender your godly faith. You see, and to gain it more. To die in this world is to gain. You see, matter of fact, let me get that real quick. All right. To prove that, man. All right. Let me get it. Salagan. All right. This is this Philippians 1. In 21, it says, for me to live is the Mashiach, and to die is gain. You see? Because you can have the desire to depart, to actually die and go to the spirit world. But to be here and fight the good fight, to live on this side, that's far better. All right, because guess what? There's no fighting in the grave. You see, there's no more doing of the work in the grave. So your confidence should be on this side to continue to fight for the Lord. Even though we wish to be out of this body, we still don't commit suicide, all right, or leave out of this world. Neither did the Mashiach Yahushua, all right? Though, yeah, he know he had to go through what he had to go through. He said, Lord, if this cup could pass me, let it pass. You see? Because understanding debt is a sting to debt, okay? But once that sting is gone, okay, now you have got the keys to debt. And this is what only the Mashiach Yahushua have done. He have gotten the keys to debt. I'm going to read a little more in Martyr. It says, okay, it says, especially there ones who wouldn't surrender his religious faith, especially one of the Christians, and we are the Christians, man, when you read in the scriptures, man, all right, who in former times, which the Christian goes into the blacks was called Niger and Antioch, man, all right, and when you look all this up, it say blacks, niggas, man. It says Christians who in former times, Christians are followers of the Mashiach Yahushua. Who are the real followers? The disciples, man. And those that believed on the disciples. In former times were put to death because they would not renounce their beliefs. Okay? So, and we got several accounts where our forefathers was put to death because they wouldn't renounce their beliefs, man. All right? In the scriptures, man. You see? So it says, a martyr, literally a witness. So who was a witness to his own death? Being risen again. Even he told the disciples in Luke, see, touch me, handle me. If my hands can, handle me, touch me. Give me this, give me chicken, let me eat. Give me meat, So he was a literal witness to himself dying, man. He was a literal martyr for the Most High, man. That's why he's the first begotten of the dead. All right. He's the firstborn of the dead. Okay. Witness, one who testifies, originally testimony, you see, in the same sense. All right. Now let's get into it. Okay. This is Revelation 1 verse 5. It says, and from the Mashiach Yahushua, who is the faithful witness, there you go. All right. The martyr. And the first begotten of the dead. The first begotten of the dead. Let's see this right here, right? Let's see what this say, right? Let's see. Let's see what it got right here cooking up for this right here. Let's see. They got the first begotten produce. All right. Which goes into it.
Strong's G 4416. Prototikos. Prototikos.
Right. So it says the firstborn of man, a beast, of the Mashiach Yahushua, the firstborn of all creation. The firstborn of all creation. So if the firstborn of all creation, all right, obviously he going to be the first and the last. That's why he said I'm the Alpha and Omega. So even after death, he was the first to actually live after death, man. You see? He was the first one to actually do that. All right? He was the first of everything. Okay? Let's see here, man. Let's see if they have yeah. The produce. He was the prototype. All right. So he was that first. He was the first auditioning that the Father was like, okay, that y'all can go through everything y'all can go through, because I'm gonna let y'all not only hear of it, but I'm gonna let y'all see it, all right, with the eyes. So there'd be a count of seeing and hearing, all right, that what my son can do, y'all can do, because y'all are made of the offspring of him. That's why it's important for him to be the first begotten of the dead, or be the first to keep all the laws, the first to, come back, the first to leave, all right, because it was all set up through the Spirit for us to follow that line. And why Paul say, be ye followers of the Mashiach as I am a follower. And what the Mashiach did, miracles. He healed, he teach, he preached, all right? He got upset, all right? He learned from the elders, all right? He walked the walk, he talked the talk. He lived the gospel, he preached the gospel, all right? So that's what our dude is to do. It says, and from the Mashiach, who is the faithful witness. See, he's the faithful martyr, and the first begotten of the dead, and the prince of the kings of the earth. All right. Unto him that loved us and washed us from our sins in his own blood. And what made the testament of him being the first begotten of the dead was his blood, man. Because the firstborn of the creation, his blood was taken by those who he made. You see, he created these people and he had to sacrifice his own blood, man. So that's the importance of the significance of this whole thing. You see, this 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 20. It says, I'm going to read 19. It says, if in this life only we have hope in the Mashiach Yahushua, we are all men most miserable. All right. But now is the Mashiach Yahushua risen from the dead. You see? So he's risen from the dead. What that mean, man? All right. And become the first fruits of them that slept. You know? He became the first in rank of superior because he was already the first. They say he was made a little lower than the angels. That's when he came to the earth, man. All right. That's when he came to the earth because he was in a mortal flesh. All right. The angels are in their celestial bodies. All right. So he came to the terrestrial. That's what it means when he was made a little lower than the angels, because he had a body prepared for him to die. You see? Matter of fact, he had to get in his body. Once you get in his body, now all right, now you're subject to death, okay? Because the angels don't die. They don't sleep. They don't eat. They don't do anything, man. All right, let's prove that. All right. This Hebrews 10 and 5, it says, wherefore when he cometh into the world, when he came as the Mashiach Yahushua, and of course he came at other times, you can receive that through reincarnation. He said, sacrifice and offering thou wouldest not, but a body has thou prepared for me, because he had to sacrifice his blood. He had to be that epitome of what it is to die and live, though yet he died unjustly too. You see, he was killed unjustly because there was no fault found in him, but he still had to sacrifice this. That's why I say sacrifice and offering thou wouldest not, but a body has thou prepared for me. So through that body, he had to suffer and endure all the sins and his sins also. You see? But it says, for since by man came death, by man came also the resurrection of the dead. You see? So by man came also the resurrection of the dead, man. Okay? Being what? Is that was a literal physical living up? No. All right? Being able to live again. All right? Through the spirit of the Lord. Having that newness of life. Matter of fact, let's prove that, right? Because people don't know what it means to live and die, you know? And through the spirit, this goes right with we encountered a man and a woman at camp, all right? And she was talking about, oh, you got to believe he lived and died and we walking along the living and the dead. No, we're going to, leave that to those who was given that office to do, that duty to do. You don't know what you're talking about, man. This is John 11 and 25. It says, Yahweh shall say unto her, I am the resurrection and the life. You see? And he that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. So he that believeth in him, is he dead in a grave and then he living again? Or is he dead in spirit and mind? All right? And he shall live again, man. Because without this word, which he is the bread, he's the word. All right? And the bread. All right? Let me see if I can grab that real quick. Word and a bread, man. Bear with me. Right. This Matthew 4 and 4 says, but he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but every word that proceeded out of the mouth of the Most High. And who was the first word of the Most High? That's Yahweh Shai. He is the word. You see? He is the word when you go into John, man. All right? This John 1 and 3. All things were made by him, and without him was nothing, not anything made that was made. In him was life, and life was the light of men. You see what I'm saying? You see? And life was the light of men, man. But the point is, in him was life. All right? So that's what it means when it says that, man. And it says, and whosoever, 26, living and believing in me shall never die. Believest thou this? You know? And that's physical and spiritually, man. Which you don't die spiritually. But meaning even when you die, all right, your works, if you believe it in him, it's going to follow you, man. He going to vouch for you for the Heavenly Father. Back in 1 Corinthians 15 and 22, it says, for in Adam all die, even so in a Mashiach shall all be made alive. That's why I say the first Adam was a living soul. But the last Adam, all right, the last Adam was a quickening spirit. You see? Because now that life was forevermore in him. Once he served the duty or his calling out to be bruised and wounded for our transgressions, man. You see? It says, but every man in his own order, Christ, the Mashiach Yahweh Shai, the first fruit, after they that are the Mashiach at his coming. Meaning those who live and those who come back with him, going back to 1 Thessalonians, I believe verse 4, man. All right. Because those that die in him they shall be risen first. Matter of fact, I'm going to get that. I ain't going to jump around that. I'm going to get that. All right. This 1 Thessalonians, because it goes perfect with this vid. All right. This 1 Thessalonians chapter 4. And 14, it says 13, but I would not have you to be ignorant, lacking knowledge, brethren, to the elect, concerning them which are asleep, meaning those that died in the faith, all right, that works that follow them, all right. When you sleep, you at rest, okay. Concerning, to sleep means to die, means to be at rest. Concerning them which are asleep, that ye sorrow not, even as others which have no hope. Meaning don't be sorrowful for them, because they serve the Lord. For if we believe that the Mashiach died and rose again, even so them also which sleep in the Mashiach will God bring with him. So when he come with his angels, the Lord gonna bring them with him. You see? To get those who are alive. It's gonna say, for this we say unto you by the word of the Mashiach, by the Lord, that we which are alive and remain, because it's going to be some that don't taste of death, right? Going, I believe it's Matthew 16 and 28, okay? That we which are alive and remain until the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, and those asleep is those brothers who was in a faith that died in a faith. That before us, elders, Abba, Bibbins, all those men or men that you may have that was in the truth and died honorably in the faith. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trumpet of our power. And the dead in the Mashiach shall rise first. The dead, all right? Those who died in the Lord. They gonna be first. They getting their crowns first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds. If they gonna already be with the Mashiach Yahweh Shai, they gonna already have their spiritual powers. All right? They gonna already be in their immortal body to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord, man. You see? All right? And that's the end. This is what we fighting for, man. This Colossians 1 and 18. And it reads, it says, and he is the head of the body, the church. All right. What is the church, man? That's the 12 disciples, man. Those that believe upon him, all right? He say, Peter, I'm going to make you the head of my church, who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in all things he might have preeminence, man. That he might be over, all right? Why they keep saying the firstborn from the dead, man? All right? Because this is a pivotal point in the scriptures, man. All right? He took away the sting of death. Let me go get that, right? This is another reason why he said that, man. Because he took away the sting of death. 1 Corinthians. I was already in there. Let me go get that, man. This is on 1 Corinthians 15 and 55. It says, I'm going to read 54. So when this corruptible must have put on incorruption, which corruptible is the dead, is the, the ones that can die, and have put on incorruption, that's the immortal, and this mortal have put on immortality, which is said right there, then shall be bought, there shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory, because he got the win over the death. He got the dub. Oh, death, where's thy sting? See, there's a sting in that. Oh, grave, where's thy victory? With pit, with earth, he was made higher than the earth, man. All right, the grave is the pit. Where's thy victory? All right, so meaning neither one of these could be victorious over us, and that give us faith. It says the sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law, because the law gonna be put in our inward parts, man. Now we gonna have the what? The victory over death. You see, because we not gonna die long as we keep the laws, statutes, and commandments. That means death don't have no more power. You see? But this Colossians 1 and 18, and he is the head of the body, the church, who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in all things he might have preeminence. You see? You see? Acts 26. All right, this Hebrews chapter 2. I know it got pretty lengthy, man, but yeah, I'm in the spirit, man. Early in the morning, let's get at it. This Hebrews chapter 2, verse 14. For as much as the children are partakers of the flesh and blood, he also himself likewise took part of the same, that through death he might destroy him that had the power of death. You see? He might destroy him that had the power of death. All right? Which I believe that going to the martyr, man. Let me see. It was definitely something I looked up. I think, I think it's in the Hebrews 9. I think it's believers in Hebrews 9, that power of death. Let's see, 17. Bear with me. Okay, yep. In Hebrews 9 to 17, the word death, it says the death of the body. Let's get it. See?
Strong's G 2288. Thanatos. Thanatos.
It says the death of the body, the separation where natural or violent of the soul and the body, by which the life is ended on earth. The power of death. You see? That's an I. The power of death. All right. That was it. The power of death. You see? So back in Hebrews. Back in the Hebrews 2 and 14. It says, for as much then as the children are partakers of flesh and blood, he also himself likewise took part of the same. Because he had to be the first. He had to walk that walk before we get it. He did everything before us. All right. That through death, he might destroy him that had the power of death. That is the devil. You see? All right. That is the devil. He destroyed him that had the power of death. And who got the power of death right now? That's how you know he coming at this time, man. This John 1:14. It says, "And the word was made flesh." This to prove he came in the flesh, right? "And dwelt among us." So we saw him when he was made flesh, and he dwelt with us, among us. All right. "And we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father," the only creation of the Father, meaning that he created. Everything else was created by Yahushua and 144,000, man. He created 144,000. They went created everything else, full of grace and truth. All right. It says, Hebrews 2:15, "And delivered them who through fear of death." He took away that fear of death now. That's why the men of the Lord is standing on the front line, understanding reincarnation, understanding you come back, you work. Hey, death have escaped their minds now. They have put death under their feet through the fear of the Lord, wisdom and knowledge. You know, we understand death, so we know, we know what comes with it. People fear death because they don't know it. It says, "And delivered them who through fear of death were all their lifetime subject to bondage." You see? All right. Yeah, this Hebrews 10. This Hebrews 10:9. It says, "Then said he, Lo, I come to do thy will, O power. He taketh away the first, that he may establish the second." So he had to come in and first to establish that second, man. All right. And we know that first covenant going into the second covenant. All right. The Mashiach got a lot to do with this, man. All right. He was the first and the second. All right. It says, "By the which will we are sanctified through the offering of the body of the Mashiach Yahushua once for all." All right. So there was a one-time thing, man. He had a one-time testament with the Most High. He was the testator. All right. He had that covenant. You see, with the Most High. And look, when you go get this, you're going to get the keys to. Let me get that. This is Revelation 1:18. It says, "I am he that liveth and was dead." You see? He that liveth and was dead. "And behold, I am alive forevermore." Amen. "And have the keys of hell and death," man. You see? So he had to come get the keys to hell and death. He came, got it. All right. That's why, because of this, okay, this is Revelation 20:6. It says, "Blessed and holy is he that had part in the first resurrection." All right. And that goes into, it's symbolic. It's symbolic to the first begotten of the dead, okay. It's somewhat symbolic. "Blessed and holy is he that had part in the first resurrection. On such the second death had no power." All right. Because the second death is going to be these nuclear missiles, man. All right. The first death was by water. All right. So in order to get out that first, even that's symbolic to what? Noah. All right. That what? He was put in that ark to miss that death. And that's what we working for to do. All right. To miss that flood. Ultimately, man. All right. And this is how you're going to get that first day with the Mashiach Yahushua, which is everlasting. All right. That says but they shall be priests of God and of the Mashiach, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. We're going to get that full day, man. We about to live that full day. All right. Because our big brother came, got the keys to hell and death, man. You see? The point been made pretty much. Well, I'll get this and get out of here. This Romans 6. It's Romans 6 and 4. I'm going to read 3. It says, know ye not that so many of us as were baptized into the Mashiach Yahushua were baptized into his death? What that mean? All right. We was washed by his blood, man. Okay. We was baptized into his death, man. All right, Jay. Oh, let me get it for Jay. All right. Jay don't know what baptizing is, man. All right. I tell you, water alone don't cleanse a man, man. All right. How withal shall a young man cleanse his way? Back in Psalms, man, 119. By the washing of the word. All right. That's how you get washed. Okay. This is Romans. See what this baptism is, man. You know, Jay don't know what's going on. This is how we was baptized into the first begotten of that, man. All right, it's baptizo. All right, let's get it. It's to be submerged in this life,
Strong's G 907. Baptizo. Baptizo.
It says to dip repeatedly, to immerse, to be submerged. All right. To what? Constantly cleanse yourself for that new life. Okay? It's not the dipping in water, because water don't cleanse you, man. All right? You could be put in water, baptized in water, though John baptized the Mashiach Yahushua. All right? When you get in water, do you get dirty again? Okay? So that don't baptize, and you could go dunk yourself in the water and you come up and go eat a pork sandwich after that. All right? Or they'll have a catfish fry, because you got baptized that day. So do that cleanse you? It says to cleanse by dipping or submerging, to wash, to make clean with water, to wash someone bathe. All right? Let's get to the point, man. You know something? I won't get this. I won't get this in it. I'm gonna get this in the Webster. The Bible dictionary. All right. This baptism. I'm gonna get to the point. All that means washing the cleansing. George baptized proselyte. John's baptism was connected with repentance so that the Jews might be spiritually prepared to recognize and receive the Messiah. So that's what the ultimate baptism was, man. Let's see. This baptism in the online etymology says the initiatory sacrament of the Christian faith, which are the Israelites, consisting in the immersion and application of water by authorized administrator. All right. Read it. The purification, any ceremony, ablution. Okay, let me go down. Because he said that he that comes shall baptize you with water. I shall baptize you with water, but he shall baptize you with fire. You see? All right. It said the baptism of fire, a soldier's first experience of battle. All right. Meaning what? He going to give you that fire to go through that battle, man. That's the whole point of it. But it says Romans 6 and 4, know ye not that so many of us were baptized into the Mashiach Yahushua, were baptized into his death. All right. So if we live with him, we going to die in him also, man. But to die is the gain. Remember that. Therefore, we are buried with him by baptism into death. All right. that like as the Mashiach was raised from the dead by the glory of our Father, even so we also shall walk in newness of life. Meaning we gonna get to walk, be risen as well, man. Whether we die or live. You see? It says, for if we have been planted together in the likeness of his death, we shall also be in the likeness of his resurrection, man. That's the point, man. You see that? That's the point. Heavy, man. All right. This is Romans 5:9. It says, much more then, being now justified by his blood, we shall be saved from wrath through him. All right. Yeah, it's getting real, man. All right. But like I say, I'm gonna probably, just hold it down there, right? Because the point, like you say, the point been made. Hopefully, you brothers was edified, man. But with that, man, until the next time, I want to say shalom.